Hi guys, guess who? It's Jamie Brewster here from Jamie Brewster's Musical Heroes, and I'm just going to be doing an album review for my good friend Steve Lewis, who showed me his vinyl edition, a very rare edition that he found at a record fair with a single in it as well. This is Surf Route 101 by the Superstocks. Now, you guys have probably heard Gary Usher in the 60s worked with a number of people, including Brian Wilson, on a couple of songs at least of his, 409 In My Room. He also worked with Roger Christian, and so they were all into the surfing and hot rod sort of music. And this album is one of three that Gary Usher formed with basically studio musicians. Now, the reason this music is so good is that you've got a fantastic array of musicians. For example, you've got Carol Kay on Fender bass, Al DeLory on keyboards, you've got Glenn Campbell played, Richie Podolor, Paul Johnson on guitars, and various other people played, and Gary Usher did a lot of the vocals with other guys, with Chuck Girard and Richie Burns and Joe Kelly, but Gary was doing most of the lead vocals, and he wrote a lot of the songs, particularly on this album and on the other two. Now, the other two albums, School is a Drag, and the other one was called Thunder Road. Now, basically, he got these guys together. He wrote the songs in combination with Roger Christian and other guys, and including two on this album with Brian Wilson. And there's some very, very special moments, and I'm going to go through a lot of the tracks for you. Obviously, there's Beach Boys similarities and other surf group, at the time surfing groups, similarities with the people like the Hondells and many, many others. And Capitol, I think, wanted a bit more of a distinctive identification, so they asked Gary Usher to get really more heavily involved, which he did. Now, the songs there's great rocking instrumentals, surf instrumentals. Also within this, this is a Sundazed CD. It's got parts of reproduction of what the actual album had on it, the back cover, and some nice internals there with some session sheets and a nice write-up, description of the tracks, some of the guys who played. So very, very nicely done. And the other CDs are available, I think. They're not readily, so you have to look those up. And if you want to look for vinyl, then best luck on that one. Now, the two sides, obviously. The side one, Surf Route 101, was the sort of title track, which is a great, catchy vocal song, written by Gary Usher and I think Roger Christian. The second song, Muscle Beach Party, which had got lots of things to do with taking your vitamins so that you can impress the chicks and do all that sort of thing. There's redheads and blondes and brunettes and everything else. And Brian was part of that as well. I think it's Roger Christian, Gary Usher and Brian wrote that song. I think the next track was Ventura, which is a really great rocking instrumental, fantastic sax. Of course, the other guys who played was Steve Douglas, was also a fantastic session sax player, and he's featured on a lot of the songs. And on this particular song, Ventura, it's a really great rocker with Al DeLory playing piano fantastically, super guitars, drums by Hal Blainer, just amazing, and Steve Douglas on sax. Santa Barbara and Redondo Beach are both, again, rocking surf instrumentals with super arrangements, very, very tight work, and just most of the songs are less than 2 minutes long. You're looking at maybe a minute and a half to maybe 2 minutes, and the song's over. So it's a very short album, maybe a little bit less than, well, about half an hour, I guess, for all of it. The next song, is Redondo Beach, and then we had another track about a surfing surfing, basically a surfing trip, and that's surfing scene, which I think another surf band had a single with. I think it was the Pyramids, and that's just about you get in your car and you go off surfing with all the everything's great, and you take your picnic and your surfboards and all that sort of thing. So it's good fun. Side 2, Balboa Island, which was written by Gary Usher. Again, a fantastic instrumental. You can imagine all the guys dancing to this at surf parties and all of that sort of thing. Great fun, great stuff. Oceanside, again, I think that was mostly a Gary Usher song. Very, very extremely catchy surf instrumental, super bass from Carol Kay. I don't know if I mentioned Carol before, but she was playing Fender bass on all of this. Bass work is brilliant, really super. So put your ears to some of that. Great sax, guitar and drums. The drums on all of it. With Hal is a legend in the drumming world. So it's never disappoints. My First Love. The next song, which was Gary Usher, Roger Christian and Brian. This song is one of my favourites because the backing vocals are just wonderful. The atmosphere is great. It's about 10 seconds too short for me. But there we go. There's got to be something wrong. There's not something wrong, but it's such a lovely song. Well done. That's typical Brian influence. Brian and Roger Christian, actually. You can get the atmosphere that they produced there. My First Love, yeah. Midnight Run, another great surf instrumental, very, very catchy, surf dancey, just get up and dance your socks off. Malibu Blues, this is a sort of blues like, oh, the surf is down, it's cloudy, we don't want to go surfing because it's miserable. Not one of my favourites, it's okay, but there we go. Had to be one like that. Newport Beach, another great instrumental track, with Carol Kay excelling on bass. So guys, that's about it. Surf Route 101, Superstocks, look out for it. This is especially for my friend Steve Lewis and all the guys in the mad surf world. Keep listening, keep rocking, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.